When it comes to Season 4 of Stranger Things, things were even stranger than before. Fans were noticing inconsistencies and plot holes in the timelines crafted for them, and so a divide was created. We see one side believing there were no mistakes in this season, and people need to understand context clues properly to know that there is an implied storyline off-screen. Yet, we all know that the mind can connect and create its own narrative.
Do you need to be told everything?
Let's start with the top 10 we've picked out. Hello, fellow Stranger Things enthusiasts, and welcome back to ReelDash. Today, we're diving deep into the Upside Down to unveil the top 10 mistakes you missed in Stranger Things Season 4. Brace yourselves, because these are not just minor slip-ups. We're talking major plot holes and head-scratchers that slipped right past our Hawkins radar.
You're being sarcastic.
Make sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and join the Upside Down squad.
Shit, they look pissed.
We're about to embark on a mind-bending journey through Hawkins, so grab your Eggo waffles and let's roll the dice. Starting with the famous highlight of Eddie's rock concert in the Upside Down, we have our first visual plot hole or even mistake. Originally, when this episode was shown, fans wondered how there was electricity in the Upside Down, and the explanation came in the form of the last episode as we are shown the scene of Dustin and Eddie taping long wires. We presume these are connected through the gate to the real world and make this scene possible. The only problem here is that in the episode, when both are trapped inside the trailer or when Dustin scrambles back through the gate, they forget to tape the wires in the show. Fans were quick to notice this. Then on number 9, we've got the return of Dr. Martin Brenner. Imagine surviving an attack from a deadly Demogorgon and all you've got is a faint scar to show for it. While many people say that maybe he was surrounded by soldiers to be protected, we call out this bluff. Several men were easily brutally murdered and devoured by Demogorgons. With no proper explanation of how he survived and came back, we know the writer needed him back, and so he was there. We now are sure it's a great protection to be a writer's plot device. Coming on to plot holes 8 and 7, we have got 2 more plot armors that the writers were generously giving out.
Resist, and I will end you.
We see Joyce and Murray escape a plane crash. They sustain no injuries. This sounds as believable as it can be. Even the Hopper's character looked startled on learning their plane had crashed, with not even a visible hint or even scratches to show the ordeal Joyce had survived. Hopper himself got a magical fix, where his ankle, which was first fractured during his first escape attempt from a Russian jail, shows to be suddenly healed and be better, which is convenient for his moves in the final fight. Last-moment adrenaline cannot heal bones or save you from frostbite, but we know now having plot armor can. After this, on number 6, we have the date March 22nd. If the date sounds familiar, it's because we've been told it was Will's birthday back in Season 2.
Do you know what March 22nd is? It's your birthday.
When Eleven and Will take Mike to the Rinkomania, fans speculated that Will's moodiness is due to his early feelings for Mike. But the writers shot that idea down, saying they clearly forgot about Will's birthday when they were writing the episode. Imagine if we didn't hear about this interview with Variety and stayed with our own understanding. This is how fanfiction is made. Take note, people. Surprisingly, the Duffer Brothers have admitted to going back and re-editing past episodes of their show, now being more careful of what they've left for fans to understand. At number 5, another mystery has been given to us. We don't know how the Demogorgons are acquired and kept alive by the Russians. While it's revealed that the Russians have been keeping a Demogorgon hostage and feeding it unruly prisoners, this shouldn't be enough for it to survive. Fans speculate when Demogorgon's connection to the hive mind was cut in Season 3, as the gate closed, they should have died instantly. While the gate opens again later, the period in between should have been enough for them to logically perish. Unless the Russians have a special degree in finding and keeping otherworldly creatures alive, we can consider this a valid missed plot point. For number 4, we have ourselves confused over a character's actions. Why did Jack Sullivan allow Eleven to escape? While many viewers disliked him, this stubborn lieutenant colonel, they didn't understand why he seemed to have a change of heart. Why didn't the military chase after Eleven? Why did he stare at her as she made her escape when he could have sent his men? We know it was a plot hole because it didn't fit his character at all. Some fans have pitched in to say the colonel was perhaps reeling from the deaths of his soldiers, but that still doesn't fit into his character. It shouldn't be easy to take his attention, especially since many of his soldiers were underground, ready and waiting. When certain characters act in a way that isn't set up to be believable with their story, it does not settle well into our stomachs. This is where number 3 also comes in. Vecna's giving time to Eleven's monologue is also one of the overrated scenes that fit into the same category. What is it about villains who love waiting and self-sabotaging their own success by waiting to kill? What would we do if they weren't so patient in giving heroes their space to verbalize and create potential delays on their own end? These plot holes are very obvious to create a chance for the story to continue. When it comes to the second highest plot hole, some of the story feels too convenient. In this case, we find it hard to believe Nancy, Steve, Robin, and Dustin can escape the Upside Down just like that. There are massive rifts opening up around them. Buildings are being torn apart. The neighborhood is losing shape, and even Jason's body is torn clean in half. How can these characters escape this dangerous situation somehow? We are left suspicious, scratching our heads. Here is where the fanbase comes in to connect the plot lines, saying they came back through the gate in the trailer. This doesn't make sense if we consider the fact that the 4 gates have massive rifts in the ground, and the trailer at that point shouldn't exist. This sort of time jump almost looks like a mistake as we are left wondering the details of how exactly they survived. It seems as if the writers clearly made a mistake or were heavily relying on the fans to figure it out with their own assumptions. While hidden details make for great new plots in later episodes, it can be frustrating for us to watch it through. At number 1 mistake, we have Eleven's communication. Inconsistent and confusing, it took time for fans to even figure out how to justify this trait written into the story due to its mixed timeline. Eleven's communication put us through a major loop due to its consistency. At one point, her speech and socialization skills have been diminished under Dr. Brenner's obsessive protection. Even with the background shared by the creators, when she's reliving her days at the lab, her English-speaking skills when she's having a series of conversations with the One do not make sense at all. At that point in 1983, she could talk only 1 or 2 words at a time.
Ready? Ready.
Many fans have tried to reason it out with the logic that trauma was blocking out her ability to communicate, making her barely able to function. Yet at the same time, we've seen the other side of why other children who have been tortured don't lose their words, and only 11 is the one who is most affected. Her being in the grade she is in, her ability to talk in season 1 and this season 4 just don't blend well. We all should score an 11 out of 10 for our observations. When writers do not think to fill the storyline properly for their fans, it is important to remember that this allows some speculation, but also room for confusion. We can pick and choose in the end. Do we make up new stories, suspend our beliefs, or simply scratch our heads? Thank you for joining us today on ReelDash. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the mysteries of Hawkins, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more captivating mistakes, plot holes, and head scratchers from our favorite shows. Let us know in the comments if any of these slip under your radar and which series should we analyze next, as we will try our best to reply to every comment. The Last of Us, Castle Rock, or maybe Dark? Until next time, stay curious, stay strange, and remember, the Demogorgon is always watching. Catch you on the flip side.